What's up, all you lovely people? Welcome back, or welcome for the first time if this is your first time here. Thank you so much for stopping by. It really does mean a lot to me. Today we're going to be talking about a touchy subject that's been all over the news, all the Scream channels, horror channels in general, so stick around.
You're afraid of dying.
How do you know? You've never tried it before.
Alright everyone, before we jump into this mess, if you could hit the like button, subscribe button, all those other buttons, it really does help me out with that whole YouTube algorithm thing. And with that bit of housekeeping out of the way, another little bit of housekeeping before I jump into this. This is not a political channel. I'm not here to talk about the politics of this situation. I would appreciate if you're going to comment on the video to not comment on the politics of the situation, because it's not what this is about. This is about the entertainment side of this situation, the movie side, the story side, Scream side. If there are political comments in the comment section, I'm just going to delete them. There is a time and place for those comments, and it's not here. So, with that out of the way, as you probably have already seen, unless you're living under a rock, Melissa Barrera has been fired from Scream 7. Obviously, she's the main character from Scream 5 and Scream 6. So that presents a problem potentially for Scream 7. Now, on top of that, the following day we got news that Jenna Ortega actually pulled out from Scream 7 due to scheduling conflicts. There are conflicting reports. Some reports are now saying that Jenna Ortega actually pulled out prior to Melissa Barrera being fired, and we just hadn't heard about it. And I don't think this is something we'll ever get confirmation of fully, because it's not significant, and why would the studio release that information? However, the initial reaction was that Melissa Barrera was fired, then Jenna Ortega pulled out. So who knows how it actually went, but I'm going to be honest, if it happened the other way, Jenna Ortega pulled out first, I wouldn't doubt that, because she is a big draw for the movie. And however long the studio can keep up the belief that she's going to be in the movie, that's better for the movie. So I wouldn't really be surprised either way. But once again, that's not really relevant to this video here. What I want to talk about is the complications to the story moving forward, or even if there's going to be complications. And personally, I don't think there will be. And I'm just going to put my hot take out there. I'm now more excited about Scream 7 that they're gone. Now, this isn't negative toward them. They were great characters, specifically in 6. They just grew so much in 6. There were so many great character building moments. I loved it. However, I think a better story can be told now that they're gone, because we don't have to work within the story that was built up around them. We can start something completely new, which I think is a good thing, because now we have a new director. And you've probably noticed this in the past. I can't think of any specific examples right now. But anytime a story continues, a creative story continues with a new director or creative team, you always feel the difference. And if we were jumping in for someone to finish up the last movie of their trilogy, there would be a different feel to it, and people would notice. So this way, we're probably going to have a different feel to the Scream 7, but it's going to be a new story. So that can be how that story goes. That can be the feel of that story or of that trilogy, however many movies Christopher Landon decides to do. But anyways, that's my hot take. I'm more excited about Scream 7 now, because they can start something completely new, or a new story with a different character. They don't have to continue on, because obviously 5 and 6 were just kind of replicas of 1 and 2, and it would have been hard to pull off a Scream 7 that was kind of a replica of Scream 3 with Cemetery. I'm just gonna say, and if they had done that, well, I don't know. I want to say people would have called them out on it, but people seem to just be absolutely crazy over 6, even though, like I said, it's a cardboard cutout of Scream 2. And I don't think this is any secret. I've made my feelings on Scream 6 very apparent, but in case you don't know, I think it was sloppy in terms of storytelling. Their attention to detail was awful. which created a lot of problems for me. If it's a movie that I can turn my brain off and really enjoy, but I don't like that in a Scream movie. Neither here nor there. Hopefully Scream 7 is better, but I just think there's more opportunities now. There's more ways they can go. And just to throw it out there, the final scene we got with Sam and Tara was a fitting end for their characters. They got to walk off into the sunrise while I'm Still Alive is playing in the background. Sam dropped the mask. Tara realized and admitted she needs to seek therapy, to seek help dealing with the trauma she's endured. Sam realizes that she can trust Sarah to take care of herself and she doesn't have to be a helicopter parent. Sam has a dedicated partner who's willing to help her and give her the space she needs when she wants it. And Danny, that's a damn good send-off. That's a hell of a lot better than the send-off Sidney Prescott got at the end of Scream 5. That's her happy ending. Y'all, Sam and Tara got a damn good ending. And if you rewatch the movie, watch it with the knowledge that they're not coming back and tell me that doesn't feel like that's their ending. I keep seeing these people. I couldn't wait to see more of Sam's story. But like all the questions were tied up. The only thing left, and it's something, there are two reasons specifically I'm glad Sam and Tara are not coming back. One of them is Sam turning into Ghostface. I absolutely hated the thought of Sam turning to Ghostface. I think it's cliche. I think it's overdone. I think it's just fucking stupid. Do not make Sam into a Ghostface. It's so cliche to give the person with mental health problems a villainous role. Make them into the killer because they're crazy. Don't do it. I think it's a bad sentiment to make. It's a bad road to go down. So now I don't got to worry about her being Ghostface because she ain't even in the damn movie. And then the second thing is Christina Carpenter. I don't know why people were so obsessed with this woman who has literally never existed in the movies. Why? Like, people were just so wanting to see her. Like, they were so obsessed with her. And I don't get it. To me, and I'll die on this hill, she was just a freaking name that Radio Silence, James and Guy made up to connect this movie back to the first movie. There's a reason they didn't give a name of someone who was actually in the movie, because then they'd have to show them. They'd have to develop a story there. With making up a name like Christina Carpenter, they can write one little monologue for Sam to say to Tara, and that solves it. We're now connected to the first movie, and we can move on. But for some reason, everyone wanted to see this woman, and now I've got almost like 99% assurance that she's not going to be on screen, because she never needed to be on screen, in my opinion. So there, with those two things is worth losing Sam and Tara, in my opinion. Now the other problem is the remaining half of the core four, Chad and Mindy. Now Chad, I absolutely love. I would love for them to find a way to keep Chad in the franchise. I don't know if it's going to happen because they were kind of just supporting characters for Sam and Tara. So with Sam and Tara gone, does it really make sense to have Chad and Mindy? Mindy, I just want her to die. I don't really, and this is not a comment on Jasmine Savoy Brown. She's an amazing actress, and I think proof of that is the fact that I hate her character so much. She plays it so well. I don't think it's her. I'm not saying anything negative about her. She's a fantastic actress. Love her. The character cannot stand. Really want him to die. And now, I mean, there's a good chance that character is not going to be in it either. It just leaves it up in the air where the story is going to go, and I'm okay with that. The possibilities are endless now. Whereas the possibilities before, they weren't. Honestly, they were only endless in connection to Sam. You can't use a story unless it involves Sam. Or now, you can use any story you want. As of right now, with no confirmation of anyone coming back, the possibilities for Scream 7 are endless. And that's exciting for me. There are people who are boycotting Scream 7. I think I even saw a No Sam, No Scream hashtag out there. I'm glad you're that on board with the character of Sam Carpenter. Personally, I'm not. I also think the no Sam, no Scream hashtag is a little uninformed. They made 4 of them before she ever existed in the franchise. 3 of them were the most successful 3 of the franchise. And before you come at me in the comments about how Part 6 made more in box office than Part 1, you're right, it did, but that's not accounting for the difference in ticket prices. If you look at how many people actually went to see the movie, 1 through 3, blew them out of the water. So that's what I mean in terms of most popular. So the most popular movies in the franchise didn't even have Sam Carpenter in there. So the no Sam, no Scream hashtag is a little uninformed. And I also want to point out, this is how people reacted when we found out Neve Campbell wasn't going to be in the movie in Scream 6. And all the fans of the new ones were telling people, you're overreacting, this is not, this isn't their franchise anymore, yada, 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 you got to move on. I would say the same things to you all. You got 2 movies. I think there's a reason that they would only sign a contract for 2 movies instead of 3 if they were going to do a trilogy. That's another thing. Everyone keeps pointing out the trilogy in relation to Sam and Tara and Radio Silence. No one ever said there was going to be a trilogy. No one did. And you know what? What kills me is if we go back to Part 3, Randy even says a trilogy is rare in the horror genre.
You are dealing with the concluding chapter of a trilogy. That's right. It's a rarity in the horror field, but it does exist.
But now everything's a trilogy. Everyone's got to worry about the trilogy. How are you going to do the 3? You got Halloween, Halloween kills, Halloween ends. We got that. Now everyone was assuming 5, 6, and 7 would be a trilogy. I actually look at it like 4, 5, and 6 were a trilogy. And they were the getting rid or like waning off of Sydney trilogy. Because you had a good amount of her in 4, not really as much as like 1 or 2. And then 5, a lot less. And then 6, she wasn't even there. Now with 7, who knows where they're going to go. If they bring her back, cool. If not, endless possibilities of story. So that's it. That's pretty much, this is just kind of a stream of consciousness here talking about this. If you're boycotting it, cool. I'm glad you're so passionate about those characters. I don't think the movie's going to fail. It might do less at the box office. It might. Jenna is a big draw. She is. I don't think she's the only thing bringing people into the franchise, though. You have diehard fans the ones who saw Scream 4 in theaters, are going to be there for Scream 7. I guarantee that. Because they're the ones who knew about it despite it being absolutely destroyed in the marketing phase of the movie. As long as they market this movie and it has Ghostface in it, it's going to be a successful movie. I don't think we've had a Scream movie that wasn't financially successful. Even the worst one, which was Scream 4, still made money. Just going forward, I say keep an open mind. I would hope people would keep an open mind about the movie. I think it has the possibility to be great. Christopher Landon is an awesome director. I think James and Guy can write a good movie. I think they just need to pay a little bit more attention to the details, maybe take some time to go over the script, especially now since it's going to have to be reworked. There's no way the script is ready. The script is going to have to be reworked. According to Production Weekly, the original projected wrap date of filming was April 19th. That has now been removed from the Production Weekly entry. They were targeting a 2024 release. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're now eyeing early to mid 2025. And I know originally the targeted or the projected date based on calculations using the same time frame as Scream 6 would have been a Halloween release for next year. But now that this is being pushed back by the situation as well as the actor and writer strike, I think we're well within a 2025 release date, which is okay. Take your time and make the movie good. I don't care to have a rushed sequel if it's going to be shit. Make a better movie than Scream 6. That's all I'm saying. It should be better than Scream 6. Please. More attention to detail, James and Guy. And with Christopher Landon, I'm most excited about him because he is a double threat like Wes Craven was. He writer and director. I think he can make this, he can take this to the next level because I think he can be paying attention to those details in the writing and maybe zhuzh it up a little bit, if you will. But who knows? Who knows how it's going to turn out? All I'm saying is keep an open mind. I'm really excited. I hope once we start getting closer and start getting news that people are still interested. If you're not, I totally understand. That's all you. I'm not going to judge you for that. I just don't deprive yourself of something great because of this situation. Once again, before I end this video, I'm just going to say, please, if you decide to comment on this video, I would love to know what you think about the story, about the possibilities of where the movie could go. Don't get political about why the firing happened, anything like that. I'm just going to remove those comments. It's not what my channel's about. There are other channels that talk about this that you can go comment on with those sort of comments. For here, keep it about Scream, keep it about the movie. With that, I love you all. Have a great, safe week.